remains in utter silence.
What are you doing over here? You wandering around? What you up to?
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Probably won't ever kill him. Unless I start role-playing like a super drug addict style vampire that's just going to crazy lengths to justify this stuff. And starts going after anyone who's I can be vaguely paranoid about. Because he is a vampire hunter that wants to hunt vampires. He wants to hunt vampires, but he's inept at it, so he'll never be a threat to me. But also, he's also not a fraud. He's not like defrauding people by like pretending to offer a service and then betraying them or whatever. He genuinely wants to do that and help people, because we interrogated him with our vampire power, which is, as far as I can tell, the whole premise of that is that like you press the interrogate button, you choose the blue text options, and then like they're compelled to answer truthfully the question. That's like the whole point, as far as I can tell. I was hoping that if I observed, I might learn something here. Because some of the things I can't quite get are supposed to be observation-based. She seems sick, that's about it. This may have been a waste of time.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts would be...
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reid. What do you want?
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Yep, no, that's a dead end. Is there anyone else I was really going after? Archer Woodbead. There's a few people all around. I wish I'd retroactively done it more, just because trying to pick up the pieces of what I might have been able to observe in the past could be a huge pain in the ass. Sir?
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Ah, you're that doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
It's the human footnote. Alright, I should try this. This is probably one of the moments where I keep making the mistake of not doing this.
May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reid.
No, there's Archer Woodbead somewhere.
It's locked.
No. May have been largely mistaken. This may have been a waste of time.
We don't need no wars to worry us. People are dying here right on the streets.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named, an old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though, despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby, just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reid. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Do you have any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
The man is still here. He's trying to help others despite the terrible things he endured. I'm impressed.
Goodbye, sir.
Strong mesmerization potential. But also he's attached to the Wet Boot Boys. So I'm curious to see if his existence and knowledge about him might actually unlock some new dialogue with Edwina. Only one way to know.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reid. What do you want?
No?
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Either of you?
Now everything seems under control.
Without the wet boots keeping
You
things
again.
straight,
What
these
do you
parts would be
want?
running completely amok.
He seems fond of me.
Are you worried about the conditions in London?
I've heard rumours about some sort of militia patrolling, killing the sick. The wet boot boys are overrun.
Oh, and a pre-principle.
Goodbye,
Idea
Mr.
we're
Digby.
dealing with.
Might take out all three of them. Tempting. Might be catastrophic for the region, though, to take out all three of them back to back. Also, I need to get... Well, all three of them have different mesmerization levels, too.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces, Randy.
It could almost be a surprise. Like, what if taking out the Elder leads to the other two talking about stuff when they realize he's dead? I don't know. But they're all gang leaders. They're all responsible for countless deaths. And I know I'm saying that as a vampire that has killed so many people. But such is the nature of video games to an extent, but also being a vampire. And, I can be full of shit. Whoa, dude. There we go. I am not used to the idea that these guys are just going to be around now. So I just killed the equivalent of like what was once an entire boss fight. Admittedly, he's not like the same dude or anything, but that was a big deal when I first fought one of them, and that guy gave me 5 experience. Just seems kind of a little ripped off. Oh well. I went on a little expedition. I might never know how many opportunities I may or may not have missed by not constantly doing Batman vision every 5 minutes. I get a little annoyed by Batman visions in games sometimes, just wanting to look at everything via the, like, not good to look at stuff. Like, people wanted me to just instantly use the Batman vision every time I entered a room in Detroit, and I was like, I want to look at the level in Detroit. That's like where all the work went, is the level design, and the environment, and the atmosphere. And you just wash it all away by being like, and now it's this. Same goes to this game. There's a lot of cool details that you lose looking at it that way. Is it an NPC I haven't met yet? Where am I? I don't know my way around this part of town at all. Oh, it's you. Hi. Karina. It might be time to go to the ASCALON Club. But I can't tell if that's because, that's Venus. Oh, there's one. I might have to look around in this vision for a while just to find people I haven't met yet. I don't know my way around this place very well. I don't know why I'm having more trouble with this place. West Enders unite! Don't let them fool you, don't let them control you. They are amongst us. Their lust for your soul. Vampires are real. Defend your community. This public warning leaflet has been financed and distributed by Mr. C. Crossley. For more information, please contact him directly to attend his next public lecture. Clarence Crossley.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Honestly, I'd be more confused at this point by people who don't believe in vampires, considering they're just fucking everywhere.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
We were literally gaslighting him, by the way.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
I fail basically all of them. I think you're just supposed to be incredibly accommodating at all times and just kind of never have any friction, and otherwise you will fail hints all the time.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other, and so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Turns out that Venus is just kind of the worst. I'm not against the idea of losing out on hints because you make certain choices. It's just that the choices themselves are so flimsy that it's like, I made a comment on one particular moment one way, and you could totally just like go back on that or change your mind, you know, like humans do, especially in narratives where people tend to have arcs. Like, people change their minds about things, but one little stray comment about sometimes not the most major things, and certainly not the most permanent stances, leads to you permanently missing out on a hint. And I find that's more common than not in some of these cases.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. A great night, what?
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant in London.
Really? You have piqued my interest. Where is it?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness, and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how interesting. It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et fruit that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reid. Please, have this for your research.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Oh, shots fired. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself. That's not very nice. That's not very nice at all, Mr. Reid. I think I'm gonna go turn myself in, present myself. Things are kind of on pause a little bit. I have not met everyone though, right? I mean, some of these people are probably in the ASCALON club, right? There's a few pairs of people I haven't met. Those two are a pair. Those are my people. Kimura Tadao. Never met him. Wait, didn't I save him somewhere so I have to wait for him to warp back, basically, like the other guy? Yeah. Might be time to meet the ASCALON Club. Oh. I'm supposed to collect all the articles. That's something I've already been working on. Emily is missing. I could look into that potentially if it's nearby. Oh. Just right down there. Alright. Let's see if we can find Emily. Maybe I'll have more luck than I did trying to find the other person who I felt like I stumbled into the middle of the quest of without context, and then I couldn't figure out where to go with it.
Hello again, Venus.
Jonathan, you're still up. Can't you just knock at people's doors during the day?
Forgive me. With the epidemic, I tend to...
I'll tell...
That's not the right house. I've made a mistake. And evidently never been over here yet. Oh, no unlocking message. I may have been here before. Am I supposed to warp up to one of those spots? "13 meters above me." One would suspect I was supposed to go up to the top of that platform. Can I warp up there? Come on, John. We've done this before. Just do it. Warp up there. Maybe if I try it from this side, he'll warp up like over here, or... It's not looking great. I feel like they're a tad obnoxious about this mechanic. There's so many ledges around here, and all of them could be the one they want me to use. In fact, that one looks like it is definitely the one they want me to use. I can't open that door. Oh, it's one of those weird doors that has the knob in the middle of the door. We just thought that, you know, what would be really good for our door design is if you had just way less leverage, like maybe like 30% of the normal leverage for opening the door. That sounds like a good idea, right? Because everyone knows that the closer it gets to the hinge, the shittier it is to open the door. It's the Jurassic Park problem where those kids were trying to hold that door closed and the raptor was trying to beat its way through, and it's like one of them is helping significantly more at holding that door closed because one of them is by the edge of the door that you can exert force onto, and the other one's not really. Yeah, I don't know what they want from me here. Emily. ASCALON. I'm gonna let some of these settle for a while. Let's see where the quest takes me. Now it's time for important things to happen. How is it going to go, Dr. Reid? Are you going to be a popular boy, Dr. Reid? Are you going to be besties with them, Dr. Reid?
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the ASCALON Club, I presume.
The ASCALON Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Welcome to the ASCALON Club, then, Dr. Reid. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There just are corpses everywhere in here? Unexpected. Did they get in?
There's been quite a battle here.
So it was a battle. That's our read on this, is that it was a battle?
I'm sure the ASCALON Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Arthur Pemberton. So yeah, some of the ASCALON Club are going to be in here, and they're going to be the characters of the district also. Does that mean I can feed on him? No, he's level 6. You can't feed on vampires. At least not in this game. Not within its progression system. I think we cap out at 5. They had a bad time. Huh. You know, you gave me the impression that door was secure when you had to let me in, but seems like you've had a bad day.
Welcome to the ASCALON Club, then, Dr. Reid.
You fit right in there somewhere? Does he not? Does Arthur not go on the screen? I don't think he does. Never mind. Huh. Welcome to the ASCALON Club, Dr. Reid. The history and purpose of the ASCALON Club. The ASCALON Club is an association of gentlemen secretly aiming for the protection of the Crown's interests. I founded it in 1837 to honor and perpetuate the legacy of my maker, William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke and true protector of England. All the members of the club must be of good extraction and flawless moral fiber, since the club accepts mortal members who will be duly observed and valued as proper candidates for immortality. The goal of the club is to impose respectable traditions and behaviors amongst the good vampire society, but also to promote and expand the imperial hegemony of England. We are the true elite of British society. We are ASCALON, the holy lance held by giant St. George's, protector of England. When the saint slew the dragon, as lance bearers ourselves, we vow to defend the Empire's interests. From the Law of ASCALON by Lord Redgrave, founder. What else can we find around here? / steal from the ASCALON Club. Hehehe.
It's locked.
It is. It's quite locked. It's a good thing locked doors are so effective at destroying vampires. Oh. Oh, it's a loading screen. I wasn't expecting a loading screen. It's not a short one either, is it? Whoops. Oh. Sup? Just back outside now. I get welcomed inside them, just like, peace out, and I just leave. Have I been here before? I'm not unlocking it. Can I go back in? Huh. I think I've been to that door before, it just wasn't openable before. But like an asshole guest, I've unlocked it from the inside and just left it that way, so now I can go in whenever I want to. That won't be any sort of like security limitation or any sort of problem for all the, you know, it's not like anyone wants to kill everyone in this place or anything. No one will do that. A good dagger. Blood absorb. You've acquired a new offhand weapon. And it can absorb blood. Yay! I might go all in on blood absorb at some point. It might be kind of fun. I enjoyed the blood absorb weapon when I had it. But the heavy stun has also been nice. Being able to stun with my attacks instead of having to stun with a secondary weapon. Get you a weapon that can do both. Am I right? Oh, there's a lot of people over there. Arthur Pembleton, Lord Sheffield. There's a lot of them over there. And the unknowns might be some of the people that go onto my map. Right. The mortals that are in the ASCALON club. Those are going to be the ones that enter my community screen as potential victims. Key to the ASCALON club's basement. Just sitting around. Alright. Nice of them just to leave that around. They're gonna be like, this was all a test and you failed it. You're a terrible house guest. Get out of here, Jonathan Reid. And then the game just ends. Because I was a bad house guest and looted all their shit. When I'm supposed to be presenting to myself to them. That's a lot of blood. I suspect this is what I have access to, right? I'm curious. What if I find a secret I'm not supposed to find down here? Wouldn't that be fun? In the past, checking around everywhere has definitely paid off when I finally go back to deal with them. Of the recreational use of blood. As ASCALON members, we always tend to respect etiquette. We are, and always, members of the good society, sometimes recognized as public figures. We do not find our delight in orgies and bloodbath, like our adversaries assert we do. And if one of us were caught in such caricatured and immoral act, he would receive the appropriate opprobrium. But what about the blood? What about its recreational use? How could we deny the ecstasy the vermilion ambrosia brings us? And with what else could we toast with, as any good fraternity should? To answer this delicate question, the law of conduct inside the club goes as follow. Oops, typo. As long as the original mortal vessel is not brought inside our walls, each member is allowed to drink whatever he wants. For his own usage, or to share it with friends. Drink what you want, deal the way you want with the original vessel, but never inside the club. Unless I personally authorize it on some special occasion, or of course. From the Law of Ascalon, Lord Redgrave. Yeah, the law go as follow. Whoops. It's either the law... It'd be the laws go as follows. No. It'd be the laws go as follow, or law goes as follows. I think. I'm pretty sure that law go as follow is not quite working.